I'll spend 14 years of my life in the pursuit of this career. I spent 5 years writing jam, and I spent 9 years in the university. Hello, viewers. My name is Dr. Nehemiah. I am a pharmacist. I will not to share my experience from pharmacy school to becoming a pharmacist. I believe my story will serve as a source of encouragement or inspiration to someone out there. You know, in order to be successful, one needs to avoid giving up on oneself or on one's dreams, and also to avoid giving into fear or doubts. Rather, one needs to be consistent, dedicated, determined, and also to stand firm in order to achieve one's dreams. Pharmacy has always been my passion. It has always been my dream course. I developed interest in pharmacy profession right when I was in SS1. You know, then my immediate elder sister had always wanted to become a pharmacist. So most time when she come back home from school, she'll be telling me things that she knows about pharmacy practice and profession, and I developed interest from there. Sadly, due to on some unavoidable circumstances, she couldn't study pharmacy. She attended the College of Education here in Agbo, Delta State. But I was determined that despite the challenges, despite the roadblocks, that I will become a pharmacist by God's grace. Well, here are some interesting stories. Firstly, I'll spend 14 years of my life in the pursuit of this career. I spent 5 years writing jam, and I spent 9 years in the university. Interesting, right? Secondly, it's interesting to know that I watched the World Cups. I watched the World Cups in Uniben. That was interesting. But in all of that, the case, determination. Once you are determined, no matter the challenges, you'll definitely succeed. I wrote jam 5 times before I got admission to study pharmacy in the University of Benin. My first admission was fifth choice. That was after the third chamber attempt. The fourth chamber attempt, I got admission to study pure and applied chemistry. I accepted the admission. That was in 2015. So I accepted that admission. But then I think just 2 weeks after I gained that admission and I was in school, just 2 weeks, I lost my mom. you know, that was the genesis of some of the biggest challenges that I actually had in school. So my mom passed on. It was really a big loss for me. But I kept grinding. We're not going to give up. Then 2016, I was in 200 level in departments of pure and applied chemistry. I wrote jam again. And that year, I got admission to study pharmacy. So I got admission Uniben to study pharmacy the year 2016. You understand? So that was when I got my admission. So for that day, on my 100 level, it was okay, it was sweet. Had a very good grade in 100 level. My grade was, I have a CGPA of 3.93. Yeah, 3.93. That was my CGPA then. So I have a very good grade. But when I was in 200 level, 100 level, you are doing the normal science courses. You start doing pharmacy courses from 200 level. First semester, when I was in 200 level, after first semester results, when it came out, I failed 9 credit. Yeah, that was in 3 courses then, or 4 courses. So 9 credits. In pharmacy school, the maximum number of credits you can fail in 200 level is 8. But I failed 9 just in first semester. And in that year, we were 55. 55 of us, and we are in automatic probation because we failed more than 8 credits. And then 15, we already, will not even probate to leave the faculty because they failed more than the number of credits you can fail to remain in the faculty. But 55 of us were to probate because we failed more than the maximum, which is 8 credits that one can fail in 200 level just with first semester results. That was when I realized that, man, this pharmacy is not what I think, or what I thought rather. So, second semester, I started reading. So I was actually, you know, doing my best to study hard so that I can remain in the faculty. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen was that I, probate or repeat the class. I never wanted to leave the faculty. So I was studying hard. But sadly, before this time, my dad has been very ill. You know, after my mom passed on, barely 7 months later, my dad was diagnosed of diabetes. I mean, severe diabetes. That resulting diabetic wound, and he went to the hospital. He was operated on. I think, yeah, he was grafted twice. So there were lots of challenges then, and I was at this time I was even battling with the thoughts of probation, repeating the class. So there were a lot of challenges, and it was during this time too that my dad was he couldn't even walk by himself. So I became the breadwinner because most times I would be in school while my mates were studying their books. Sometimes I have to leave school to go to my dad's farm to take the brass there. So I have to do some menial jobs. Then I do photography. I do all that type of work. The bouquet. Yeah, I do all of that because I have to look for money to take care of myself and also send money back home to my dad for his medication. So it really wasn't easy for me at all. Sometimes I would leave school for like 3 weeks. I'll be in my dad's farm because that is the only means of survival. It was not easy. So I was battling of that with the thought of repeating a class. So those were my worst moments in pharmacy. So then this 200 level I was talking about, it was just, well, in second semester, it was just 4 days to my second semester exam. The worst happened. My dad passed on. Just 4 days to my second semester exam. It was a big blow to me. So I was not thinking, how am I going to cope with the loss of my dad, the thought of repeating 200 level, and even the thought of passing my exams because my dad passed on just 4 days to my second semester exams. I prayed and I said to God, look, I commit everything to your hands and I trust that you will take care of me and my education. So the day after my dad died, I went to the village and I told my siblings that because I'm the only son and the last child, so being the only son, I can tell my sisters what we're going to do. So I told my elder sisters, they are my elder sisters, and I told them that look, my exam isn't for this time. We will need to bury my father. So they agreed, and I buried my dad. I spent 3 days in the village. A day to the farm. I came back to school. I went to night class to study. All I could see was pictures, images of my father. I could not read. My mind wasn't there. And I had exam to write the following day. Yeah, the biochemistry 2 2, it is 2 2 3 or something. So I went to bed. I couldn't study. I woke up the following day, and in the morning, so I woke up and I prayed, and I said, God, please help me. Lead me by your spirit because I can't do much. There's no time. So I prayed for God's Holy Spirit, and I selected just three topics. And I prayed that God, please help me. Let it be that these three topics that I want to study, let it be the ones I will see in the exam. So I studied those three topics, and guess what? When it was time for the exam, when I saw the question paper, it was the exact three topics that I studied that I saw in the question paper. And I was able to write that exam that very day. Thanks to God, when the result came out, I passed all my courses. But then, I failed 9 first semester, so I was still repeating with one credit. So when it's time to move to 300 level, a big news came that the dean has decided. I mean, the dean and other and the faculty board, have decided that any student who is probating with just one credit, just one, they should allow that student to go to the next level. That was how I found myself in 300 level. So the game was still on. In 300 level, after first and second semester, I failed 12 credit, and the maximum you can fail in 300 level is 9. I failed 12, so I was still now another probation again. I was like, what is happening? But then I flashed my mind back to my 200 level experience, and I said, God, if you can do it then, you can also do it again. Well, to my greatest surprise, there was the news that the dean and the faculty boards have decided to once again show special consideration to probating students across all the levels. That if a student have an E, just one E, in one course, and if upgraded that E to a C will make the student go to the next level, then that E should be upgraded to a C. And guess what? In one of my courses that I had an E, which was FANChem, I had an E in that course. That course was upgraded from an E to a C. And that was how I found myself in 400 level. Remarkable, right? Yeah, it is very remarkable because this special consideration that I benefited from when I was in 200 level and 300 level has never happened before in the history of pharmacy in University of Benin. And after that time till date, it didn't happen again. That was the one and only time that this happened, and I benefited from it. You see, that was how God maneuvered things to my own side that I really benefited. So I will summarize it this way, that I probated twice. And normally in pharmacy, the maximum number of times you can probate is twice. When it's probated twice, that means you need the faculty. But I probated twice. I did not need the faculty, and I never repeated the class. Isn't that great? You see, this is why it's important to always put your trust in God. When you believe in God, He will make the impossible to be possible for your sake. This is the faith that I've always had in God. That as far as I believe in Him, as far as I trust Him, He will make the impossible to become possible. And so that was how I found myself in 300 level, skate through to my final year. But then my final year, that is 600 level, had yeah, after the second semester exam, I actually fit 5 courses, and I had an additional year which is spilled over. Well, that was also another shock. But I wasn't deterred. I wasn't deterred at all, because at this time I know that no matter what, I'll become a pharmacist. What's come to was, it's going to be an additional year, and after that, I'll become a pharmacist. So when I spilled over, that was when I had the opportunity to actually learn data analysis. So I went to computer training center, and I registered for data analysis and web design. So that was when I had the opportunity to learn data analysis. And today I have my international certificate on Python Essentials, getting from Cisco. See, these are the many blessings that I actually received from God during my days in school. And just last week Wednesday, I was among the 175 pharmacist graduates that were inducted. And today now, I'm a pharmacist. So what am I trying to make up here? Why am I saying this story? It is to encourage someone out there that, look, no matter how difficult things are, once you are focused, you are determined, you trust in God, believe in God, and also believe in yourself that you can make it, forget it. No matter how difficult that task is, you won't accomplish it. So all you need to do is to trust in God. Do what you're supposed to do. And then the impossible will become possible by the grace of God. And to all this, I think there is need for us to actually, check up on one another. Students who are in the university are really, some of them are really going through it now, you understand? So, I've experienced what it means to say you want to probate or something. It's not a good experience at all. But I thank God I never probated. I skate through. This because I mean, it's an evidence of God's blessing in my life. You understand? So please make a time to check up on your loved ones who are in school. You understand? Encourage them, because it is not easy. Encourage them. All right. Whatever assistance you can give them, please do. You understand? Because things are really hard. There is sometimes one just feel discouraged, you feel frustrated, you feel disappointed sometimes. I mean, these were things I battled with during my days in school. But today, I am a pharmacist. It is by the grace of God. You understand? It's by the grace of God. Thank you for listening. Thank you.